Hello, everybody. I'm that Kamen Rider guy, and I am coming to you from a different location. I'm still away on my work trip, and I'm sorry that the audio is a bit messed up. I don't really have a good microphone for this, and I am testing out a new both editing and filming style. So, first things first, I will put a timestamp here if you want to just skip all this and get right into the meat and potatoes of this video. And going forward, I am going to be using this model you see for both filming and other stuff. I'm also trying to set it up for streaming as like a stand-in instead of a video cam or something like that. I'm working on a couple different things, but unfortunately, it's still a bit further down the road. But anyways, the purpose of today's video. This video is going to be another TOKU Explained video. That's right, I'm finally back to doing those. And this one is special because it's going to be the first Super Sentai one. So admittedly, this will be a bit of a shorter and simpler one. What I'll basically be explaining is why in the Super Sentai traditional logo, and I guess you could just say current logo, there is a golden V in the center. And this is a question that a good friend of mine asked me when I introduced him to the whole tokusatsu thing as a whole and showed him that there was more than just Power Rangers. So the V in the logo represents two main things. Number one, the number 5 is the V, like the Roman numeral 5, and number 2, it stands for victory, which might seem a little obvious, but to some it's not, and I'll explain what I mean. So as you can see here, this is the very first Super Sentai team, Go Ranger. And yes, that's with an E in the center, so it's not Go Ranger, it's Go Ranger. But more importantly, there is 5 of them, and they are making the iconic V shape, which you see the Red Ranger doing it on his own, but then if you pay attention, you see that each Ranger on their respective sides is also, with their arms, making another V, so 3 in total. Again, this represents their 5-man squadron team, victory, and so on and so forth. Now, I know what you might be thinking, because my friend brought this up, well, what about the 3-man teams? Doesn't that break the 5-squadron set? And yes, while the 5-man squadron is an old trope and has been with this series since the beginning, it has deviated some, but if you think about it, it also hasn't really deviated that far. Because if you think about classic Sentai series like Hurricaneger, Abara Ranger, and a couple others like Go Busters, yes, while in the beginning they start out with, say, a 3-man team, however, by the end of the series, and usually sometimes before episode 10, depending on how the writers are feeling, it can be set to a 5-man team either very early on or well before it ends. Like a Power Ranger, by the end they have all 5 in their squadron, and then of course you have the Hurricanegers, who technically have 6. And yeah, so the 5 is a very common theme, and it is a staple of Super Sentai, and very unlikely to go anywhere in the near future. In fact, some Sentais even went above and beyond and had over 10 members, but those are stories for another day. Thank you for making it to the end of the video, and that will do it for this episode of TOKU Explained. I hope you guys enjoyed, and as I stated before, I am working on other stuff with this model you see. It's going to be stuff just later down the road, unfortunately, like I'm working on different poses, gestures, and stuff like that. And I'm going to be incorporating more in this style of filming, in this, like, the ranking videos, these TOKU Explained videos. I'll stick to the IRL stuff more for unboxings and reviews, and maybe reaction content if I decide to do that in the future. I'm just very busy with the work stuff, and I'm currently getting personal situations adjusted. But again, that is neither here nor there, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It takes quite a bit longer to make instead of the IRL ones, which is part of why it took me so long to do something like this. But anyways, thank you again for making it to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will be reshooting some older videos in this style. Not a lot, but some. And I've got more videos planned for the future. And please just be patient since this stuff does take longer. But again, that's all I got for now. And don't forget, it's always Sentai time!